come from a little place of anger. Right before the election, my daughter came out as transgender, and I was just like not prepared for that script. And then all of the things that I started to read up on about the laws and then the election, all of these things just really brought up this fire within me, and this poem spewed out of me. And this is what it is, and it's about the heart. If I tell you of my heart, I should tell you of my home and the places I have lived and the lands that I have roamed. As a gypsy, as a child, as a tramp, and then a thief, it's the truth I'll be confessing in the hopes of some relief. You see, my heart is not an organ, it's the address where I live. It's the tribe in which I travel, it's the things I can't forgive. Like the lack of understanding and compassion and decor, while America is weeping like a $2 jilted whore. In the land of milk and honey with its sunny apple pie, little hands are in the White House and they're serving porn and lies. And I'm feeling all conflicted and evicted from my flag because it doesn't seem to notice that my child is in drag. And he needs to use the bathroom and there's no place for a piss. And the liberals are posting hashtag, we're not this. But we are, because we're united in that US kind of way. In the secrets we've been keeping, those words that we don't say, that we don't say, that we don't say. Words like faggot, nigger, dago, junkie, redneck, kike, and spick. The true united anthem of the busted and sick. And the modern man is restless. The news does not seem sound. We're building walls and running all the good folk out of town. And I cannot blame my country till I tell you of myself, confess my own infringements like a good elf on the shelf. Of the salty days in Jersey, Springsteen country I was raised, where we lived on buttered ends and all the fucks we never gave. Where we learned to keep a distant smirk like sly comedians, for the boys who wouldn't be busted would be bullied into men. On the playground, where the sissies would be tortured into silence, and my Christian heart would learn to grow a tolerance for violence. And I raised my hand in question because I thought it made no sense. Why would God not love her children? How could God put up a fence? And I felt my good blood boil when I thought I saw enough, but the church bells rocked me back to sleep, though the king was in the buff. And the hands that sought protection through confessions never heard were the same hands pressed in prayer and ordained worthy of the word, and how strongly they admonished just to amputate the truth. Forgive me, Father, I have sinned and find no comfort in your booth. You don't represent my stories, and you've cloaked me in your myths, where I'm cast as whore or virgin to negate my other gifts, and your gods have all been male like your presidents and popes. And the female wage is shy of truth, and justice holds no hope. And if you want to teach compassion, how about we start with that? How about we tell the children that a pussy is a cat, but soothe your sister's sorrows and say, please, don't pick your scabs. Just ride it out, it's no big deal. So your body's up for grabs. And then we all remember, because the memory is real, the gaze, the glance, unwanted ways got tangled in our hair. That moment we were branded that summed us up as game. Not whole and holy women, but two boobs a hole in shame. But cover costs for the Viagra to ensure he comes correct. Deny her thrills, withhold her pills, and leave her with the check. Send hearts filled with dictation, though she's still illiterate, and under wires, boost them higher, make some money off the tip. And post her face in all the tabloids, burn her daily, brand her twice. And it's best if we remind her that it'll be good if she plays nice. And point the finger over there where education is withheld and the threat of rape adorns escape and lives unparalleled. But let's not take a tally here. No, let's just drink and all get drunk. And when suffering depression, blame it on the time of month. Let's not take a true assessment. Let's not hold it up to light. Let's not be bold, for we've been told we really have no right. Save your hearts for better times when words are worthy of their weight and the owner of my body is no longer for debate. Don't put lipstick on a dead girl. Don't pin up your pretty prose, and don't pretend you're doing something to relieve her of the blows. Raise your daughters to have confidence to feel that she is able is a joke if you have left no empty seats about the table. Raise your daughters to have courage to truly find her voice is drained of all validity when she has not the choice. So if you want our love, you'll need to know the places that we live, and you will need to know the trauma of the fucks we didn't give. And you'll need to look still deeper to the words you didn't say, the words that were forbidden, the inequity of pay, The constant degradation, the branding, the burn, the higher education never offered, never earned, from a country of warmongers who still fear my bloody show. We've landscaped my mother's nature to ensure she will not grow. In the land of opportunity, her script is sealed with vows, and the beat it goes on playing to the slaughtering of cows. So my sweet, my dear, my fellow men, my funny Valentine, I know it's not the type of love note you were hoping I would send, but our rivers all run red, and our children all are blue, and I heard you promise once that you would do all you could do, but I got a funny feeling that the ceiling won't be smashed, and our house will go on burning, leaving nothing in the ash, and will buckle from the weight of our own domestic violence, and where once we stood the brave, we will surely fall the silenced. But before we all hit bottom beneath the weight of all these lies, here's a supersize of truth that's being served without the fries. Though her story has been broken, twisted, tampered down, and botched, there's another one that's rising up that says, not on my watch. And they're gathering in packs, and they're taking to the streets, and they're linking arms in unity against a madman's tweets. And they're rising like the sun, and they're brilliant, and they're light, and they're coming around the bend, and they're gonna make it right, and they're stronger now than ever. They've been gathering some steam, they've been training for this hour. You can hear their engines scream, and the Dalai Lama notes as he bowed his head in sermon, let this broken world be saved by the modern Western woman. From New Jersey to Atlanta, to the sunny side of Queens, to the studios of LA and that whole Las Vegas scene, from the Noble Tower, Willis, from New Orleans Masquerade, and all the 50 states of disgrace where a woman's underpaid, you can hear her humming softly, you can hear her closing in. She will rise, don't you worry, she will sanctify our sins, and the old will surely crumble, and the flood will wash it down, for she will not be persuaded when they lay their money down. And she's serving up the truth with a mother's mad conviction. She is sacred, she is power, she is harlot, she is vixen. And she doesn't come with blood, and she doesn't beckon war, and she doesn't seem to answer when you call her bitch or whore. And she's meeting in the back rooms, and her counsel is divine. Arise, arise, my sisters, arise, my sons, it's time. From the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean's white snow, wake up, America, it's time to save our home.